I think it's worth spending some time learning about the different kinds of processors that are available, at least on AWS. So AWS underlying instances can have access to a variety of different processors to meet specific cloud workload needs. This is going to be really determined based on the instance family and its version. But let's just make sure we're familiar with these brands. The first is Intel Xeon processors. These are similar to your Intel desktop CPUs or your laptops, but they have advanced capabilities that make them much more performant for doing non-desktop things, which is basically what we're generally doing in the cloud. There is another line called Intel Xeon Scalable, which is a better performing version of the Intel Xeon processor. But I'm not going to distinguish that there. Then we have AMD's EPYC. I have no idea what EPYC stands for. I just know that it's an alternative to Intel's Intel-based instances, and the idea here is that you will see instances where they will indicate that there is a processor version of, let's say, I don't know, like maybe there's one for T4s or T3s, and they would have one for AMD, and the idea is that it's basically the same thing as using the Intel one, but it's going to be more cost effective because AMD's whole thing is to try to undercut Intel. Then you have NVIDIA GPUs. These are graphic intensive workloads often used for machine learning. So at one point you could attach GPUs. I think they got rid of that service, or I forget what it was called, but anyway, it was something that they had and they got kind of rid of. But anyway, the idea is that you can spin up instance types that will have a GPU permanently attached to it, but not necessarily attach a bunch of them. We have AWS Graviton processors. This is a custom-built processor by AWS, specifically for the ARM architecture. And ARM is really good. In any case that you can run x86, you can pretty much run ARM, and your software should generally work with no issues. And it's just going to be more efficient, and it usually is more cost-effective. So when you have that opportunity, use the ARM architecture when you can. Then you have Intel Habana Gaudi processors. So Intel acquired Habana, which made this very specialized processor for machine learning called Gaudi. There's like a bunch of versions of them, just like Graviton has version 1, 2, and 3. Gaudi is like, I think, on version 4 or something now. And it is a very powerful processor for machine learning. You have Intel FPGA. So FPGA stands for Fuel Programmable Gate Arrays for workloads that benefit from custom hardware acceleration. I don't know much about this space, but it sounds like a programmable processor, which sounds very powerful. Then you have, I don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm going to try Xilinx. And basically, this is just like Intel FPGA, but it's AMD's version of it. And I think AMD acquired this company, so there's that. Then there are a couple of specialized processors made by AWS specifically for machine learning. The Inferentia, which is specifically for ML inference, and then you have Trainium, which is specifically for training models. So there's specialized chips specifically for inference and machine learning. But yeah, there you go.